are up live on the various channels. I'm checking YouTube right now. That was me. I made a mistake. I didn't have the Rumble server connected to StreamYard. So I am up now on YouTube. And let me double check the Rumble. The Rumble is here. And there it is. Rumble is up and working now. So boom, shakalaka, boom, boom, boom. We got it working. What I'm going to do is just, there's no need to shift away from Facebook on this page. And I want to welcome anyone and everyone joining us today on the Rumble site. Because of the work I was doing this morning, I will very soon have us back up on the TuneIn app. So thank you for tuning in. We have you up. I see 4 people in the Rumble room. We're waiting for me to come on. And now I am with the subject for today, stubborn weight loss for post-menopausal women. Post-menopausal women often face challenges with stubborn weight loss due to multiple factors, to include hormonal changes, a slower metabolism, or shifts in body fat distribution, hormonal fluctuations, particularly the decline in estrogen, can lead to increased fat accumulation around the abdomen, making weight management more difficult. Additionally, the loss of muscle mass during menopause further slows metabolism, contributing to weight gain. So, Rumble family, I welcome you to the conversation today. My apology for the late start. Well, actually, I started right on time today, but I did not have the Rumble connected. And now I do. And let's just continue with what we have to share. Last we talked about points to do. Exercise, we talked about that. Sleep and stress management, very important. In some cases, weight loss medications, we talked about bariatric surgery or drugs. I do not recommend them. Overall, a combination of lifestyle modifications, including diet, exercise, sleep, and stress management, along with medical interventions, I don't agree, like HRT, hormone replacement therapy, can help post-menopausal women achieve and maintain a healthy weight. So going forward, here are the pros and cons of hormone replacement therapy, HRT. Hormone replacement therapy, HRT, is a treatment used to manage menopausal symptoms by replenishing women's hormones that decline during menopause. The pros and cons of HRT include the pros. HRT effectively relieves moderate to severe vasomotor symptoms, such as hot flashes and night sweats. 2, it can protect bone health, reducing the risk of fractures, especially in women who experience surgical menopause. 3, HRT may improve quality of life by alleviating menopausal symptoms and helping with sleep and mood swings. Point 4, for women with intact uterus, the addition of progesterone helps prevent endometrial hyperplasia. What is endometrial hyperplasia? Hyper is too fast, too much. Plasia, growth in tissues. Endometrial hyperplasia is too much growth in the uterus lining, the endometrial lining of the uterus. So with women with intact uterus, how does a woman have a non-intact uterus? It's because the doctors have convinced her to undergo a hysterectomy. And personally, I think a hysterectomy is a disaster. I highly recommend against letting your doctor talk you into a hysterectomy. Yes, it's convenient, but no, it disrupts your whole body's balance. And I cannot overstate that element. And we do know that Western doctors are deliberately going after Black women for hysterectomies. And last point about the pros of HRT: can be administered in various forms, including a systemic, oral, transdermal, and local vaginal option allowing for personalized treatment. Now, here's the cons of HRT. Con: long-term use of combined HRT, estrogen, and progestin is associated with a small increased risk of breast and ovarian cancer. 2, HRT may increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, and pulmonary embolism, particularly with long-term use. Now, the HRT is apparently intended to be used for the rest of your life, maybe? I don't know. 3, there is potential risk of endometrial cancer if estrogen is used without progesterone in women with an intact uterus. 4, some studies suggest that HRT may not be effective for preventing cardiovascular disease, cancer, stroke, or dementia. 5, HRT can cause side effects such as bloating, breast tenderness, and mood changes, which may or may not improve over time. Now, I'm going to go to the book, Living Superfood Longevity, where we addressed this subject years ago. Chapter 10 is entitled Women's Hormonal Issues, Women's Hormonal Balance, Hormonal Health, and Balancing Strategies. And I dedicated this whole chapter. The book is entitled Living Superfood Longevity: Master the Possibilities of High Quality Life Extension. We're talking about life for the rest of your life. And we're talking about hormone replacement therapy. And there's a lot, it's a really information dense book, and I love it. It's just it's hard for me to convey to you in a few words of just what's in the book. But I'm talking about hormone replacement therapy. I'm just going to jump in to understand a bit more about what is involved with hormone replacement therapy. Certain underlying facts must be considered. Life Extension magazine published one of such useful inquiry entitled, quote, Female Hormone Restoration, Estrogen Explained, unquote. Here's what they wrote. To fully appreciate the complexity of hormone replacement therapy, it is important to understand the various forms of estrogen and their physiological effects. More than 15 forms of natural estrogen have been identified, including estrone, estradiol, and estriol. Each of these estrogens has particular functions. Estradiol, E2, the predominant form in non-pregnant reproductive age females, primarily aids in the cyclic release of eggs from the ovaries, ovulation. E2 has beneficial effects on the heart, bones, brain, and colon. Reduction in the level of E2 causes common menopausal symptoms such as hot flashes and night sweats. Estrone, E1, produced in the ovaries and fat cells, is the dominant estrogen in post-menopausal women. Estriol, E3, is secreted in large quantities by the placenta during pregnancy. However, it is comparatively weak estrogen and the form of estrogen least associated with hormone-related cancers. In Europe and Japan, E3 is frequently used for HRT. I write, as noted in this text, estradiol E2 normally has, quote, beneficial effects on the heart, bone, brain, and colon, unquote. At the same time, deficiency of this important estrogen hormone in maturing women is associated with the discomfort of menopause. As the article pointed out, estriol E3, secreted in larger quantities during pregnancy, has been frequently used for HRT in Europe and Japan without the associated higher risk from other prescribed estrogen drugs. In the US, some 9 million women, nearly one-third of postmenopausal women, use the patented drug Premarin for hormone replacement therapy. Premarin is, quote, made up of conjugated estrogens obtained from the urine of pregnant mares, unquote. Hence the name pregnant mare urine, Premarin. Manufactured by our national neighbor to the north, quote, Premarin is Canada's most lucrative pharmaceutical export to date. It is the most widely prescribed drug in the United States and holds 80% of the estrogen supplement market worldwide. Premarin was first marketed for menopause in 1942. By 1972, Premarin tablets were certified by the FDA as effective for treating menopause. And in 1986, based on studies conducted by Wyeth, the FDA approved Premarin for treatment of osteoporosis. Estrogenic drugs are also prescribed for women and men to treat certain reproductive disease diagnoses, including cancer. This is particularly, and when I said and men, we're talking about chemical castration, giving estrogen supplements to men who have been diagnosed with prostate cancer. And that's chemical castration, turning a he, guiding him towards parts of him more resembling a she in their function. That's not cool. Thus, this is particularly of concern since it is known that certain of the 15 forms of estrogen are associated with an increased risk of cancer growth. In addition, there is the notorious side effect of chemical castration when estrogenic compounds are prescribed to men undergoing prostate cancer chemotherapy. I regard this as a very sinister, dangerous, and humiliating practice. Noted side effects from Premarin usage in women include, quote, stomach upset, nausea, vomiting, bloating, breast tenderness, headache, or weight changes. And patients are cautioned to be on the lookout for other serious side effects, including mental mood changes, such as depression, memory loss, breast lumps, unusual vaginal bleeding, unquote. Now that was taken from Premarin's website, precautions. Oh, that was Premarin precautions from WebMD. And then I also went to the Premarin website where I'm going to be sharing what comes up next. Now, this is really some scary sounding stuff. Please do listen very closely. To this list of precautions, the drug manufacturer's website includes the following alarming warnings. Warning number 1, using estrogen alone may increase your chance of getting cancer of the uterus, womb. Report any unusual vaginal bleeding right away while you are using Premarin. Vaginal bleeding after menopause may be a warning sign of cancer of the uterus. Point 2. Do not use estrogens with or without progestins to prevent heart disease, heart attacks, strokes, or dementia, decline in brain function. Quote, in brackets, I write, do not use with or without. That is more than confusing. That is downright frightening. Point 3, using estrogen alone, that's without progesterone, may increase your chances of getting strokes or blood clots. Using estrogens with progestins may increase your chances of getting heart attacks, strokes, breast cancer, or blood clots. Point 4, using estrogens with or without progestin may increase your chance of getting dementia, based on a study of women 65 years of age or older. And the final point, 5, you and your health care provider should talk regularly about whether you still need treatment. All right. I suggest that any conversation you have with a health care provider that would prescribe such a dangerous and unnecessary concoction to you or anyone else starts off with the words, "What in the hell?" The symptoms of menopause and menopause, post-menopause, are so disruptive to women that some say some solution must be brought forward. And then I talk about fortunately, many healthful foods, herbs, supplements, and lifestyle modifications can be utilized. I'm going to get to that. I'm going to come back to those natural solutions in just a little bit. I want to first check and see, do we have anybody in the house today? Nobody checking in, and very few listeners. Sorry about the false start. No, we are live. We are live today on Rumble and YouTube as well. Okay, let's go forward. I'm going to go back to my research I put together. So we talked about the pros and the cons of hormone replacement therapy. The next, I'm going to refer to an article. This article, oh, no. I'm going to go to the video right now that I have queued up. This video is entitled How to Lose Weight After Menopause. This story is from Bright Line Eating. And Bright Line Eating, you have the stage. We'll be right back after this video, short video. It's just about 2 minutes long.
Women think that it's impossible to lose weight successfully after menopause, but that is simply not the case. Women all around the world report that it's harder to lose weight once they're past menopause. And in reality, based on the way people are eating these days, that is true. It is harder to lose weight once you don't have the protective effects of estrogen on board. Estrogen is a global fat burner, and it helps with weight loss, especially in the areas that we want to lose weight most, like right around our midsection. So if women are feeling like it's harder to lose weight past menopause, that's true if you're eating anything close to the standard global diet. However, if you start eating like we eat in Bright Line Eating and you take sugar and flour out of the equation, that levels the playing field. And all of a sudden, a woman who's perimenopausal or menopausal or postmenopausal is going to lose weight as effortlessly as a woman in her 20s or 30s. For more information on this topic, click on the link above.
I'm going to replay that a second time since it was.
Did you know that what's forming around
brief.
your pancreas right now could be sabotaging your health every single second? Believe it.
Skip him.
Blood sugar imbalance is completely reversible.
Where are we
You
at?
might not realize it yet, but the real cause.
I want to skip Robert Kennedy, and I'm going to replay this one more time, if you would, please.
Women think that it's impossible to lose weight successfully after menopause, but that is simply not the case. Women all around the world report that it's harder to lose weight once they're past menopause. And in reality, based on the way people are eating these days, that is true. It is harder to lose weight once you don't have the protective effects of estrogen on board. Estrogen is a global fat burner, and it helps with weight loss, especially in the areas that we want to lose weight most, like right around our midsection. So if women are feeling like it's harder to lose weight past menopause, that's true if you're eating anything close to the standard global diet. However, if you start eating like we eat in Bright Line Eating and you take sugar and flour out of the equation, that levels the playing field. And all of a sudden, a woman who's perimenopausal or menopausal or postmenopausal is going to lose weight as effortlessly as a woman in her 20s or 30s. For more information on this topic, click on the link above.
Good. That was Bright Line Eating, and that is and that Bright Line Eating is on Facebook. No, not Facebook. It is on YouTube. And I'm going to go deeper into that particular topic a little bit, in a little bit. And I just saw another video from someone who I really do like. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share this video with you. Bear with me. I'm going to share this video with you as well. Come on, Kitty, just click the links. Why Women Can't Lose Belly Fat After Menopause by Dr. Eric Berg, who I particularly am a big fan of his videos as well. So I'm going to copy all of that X, and I'm going to go back into, and I'm going to paste this up, and I'm going to share this with you who are on my YouTube family. That's Dr. Eric Berg. I'm going to share it on the Rumble, and I'm going to put this up on my Facebook page, as I also must take a moment to put up the link to the other document that was there, and the other video that was there, and that is Shelley Bergman talking about how to lose weight after menopause from Bright Line Eating. So bear with me. It's well worth waiting for. As I get access to this information, I do believe that you too must learn what these beautiful human beings are talking about. So let's keep going forward. Let's keep going forward. Next, we're going to go into this next article is entitled How to Lose Weight During Menopause, a Comprehensive Guide, Diet, Exercise, and Hormone Tips. This article written by Jennifer is the only name she gives, February 2025. And I'm going to put up this link to this. One more time, bear with me. Your patience is rewarded by the information that you will receive. And I hope you do appreciate it. I think you do. I'm not getting much feedback today from my listening audience, but we do the best we can. You know we do. And we hope that you do get great benefit from everything that I am doing here on LIV Radio, LIV TV, here on livinginblack.com. So let me put up this next link and let's go into this particular story, if you don't mind. Here it is. How to Lose Weight During Menopause, a Comprehensive Guide, written by Jennifer, February 2025. In this comprehensive article, we'll explore why it is hard to lose weight during menopause, a common menopause, weight gain reasons, and science-backed approaches for a healthier lifestyle. You will also find a 5-day menopause diet plan, the best exercises for menopausal women to lose weight, insights on the role of estrogen, and proven strategies to lose weight and keep it off after menopause. Additionally, will address menopause and polycystic ovarian symptom weight loss and review the fastest ways to lose weight during menopause, including the best apps to track your progress. Lastly, we'll provide you with a structured menopause meal plan that you can easily reference and follow. Losing weight during menopause can be challenging because shifting hormone levels often slow down metabolism. That's a key critical point to understand here. Slowing down your metabolism changes how the body stores fat, particularly in the abdomen, and reduced muscle mass. In addition, emotional fluctuations and psychological changes, such as increased cortisol, can trigger cravings. However, targeted dietary adjustments, consistent physical activity, focusing on muscle strengthening, and, if appropriate, hormone therapy under medical supervision can help women successfully manage their weight as they progress through menopause. Why is it hard to lose weight during menopause? One of the central questions women ask when they reach menopause is, quote, why can't I shed pounds the same way I could in my 30s or 40s? Close quote. The answer often lies in confluence of hormonal, metabolic, and lifestyle factors. And they might also ask, why do I gain it right back whenever I am able to shed pounds? Because I know this to be a case. So what we're going to do, let me just copy, and then let's go through these various factors. Number one, hormonal shifts. As menopause approaches, estrogen levels fluctuate and eventually decline. Decreased estrogen can cause the body to store more fat, particularly around the abdomen, visceral fat. Lower progesterone levels can also contribute to water retention and mood swings, which may affect dietary choices and portion control. Next, point number 2. Reduced resting metabolic rate. Metabolism tends to slow down as we age, starting in our 30s and 40s. Our bodies begin to lose lean muscle mass, which is a critical component in burning calories efficiently. By the time menopause hits, a reduced muscle mass leads to a slower basal metabolic rate, making weight loss more challenging. 3, changes in fat distribution. Even if total body weight remains stable, menopausal women may notice a shift in where fat accumulates, often migrating to the midsection. The central obesity pattern is linked with increased insulin resistance, which can further contribute to weight gain. Point number 4, lifestyle factors. Life demands, like caring for aging parents, stress at work, or emotional changes, can coincide with menopause. Stress can elevate cortisol levels, leading to abdominal fat gain and overpowering cravings for sugar or high-calorie comfort foods. And point number 5, sleep disturbances. Hot flashes and night sweats disrupt sleep during menopause. Poor sleep can alter hunger and satiety hormones like leptin and ghrelin, making it harder to resist cravings. And that we've talked a lot about ghrelin, Grelin. That's a very important subject for us to understand what ghrelin is about. In essence, ghrelin is a hormone, and I think ghrelin is manufactured in the stomach. Let me pull up a little bit of information on ghrelin real quickly. But ghrelin is very necessary for telling your brain, I'm full. I don't need any more food. I'm going to just briefly, we're going to discuss in 200 words the impact of ghrelin, Grelin, and where it is made, and foods that improve ghrelin function. Grelin function. I can't do that in 200 words. We'll try it. I put that up in a search engine, and we're looking right now, ghrelin function and source. And good, it gave me more than 200 words. Ghrelin, often referred to as the hunger hormone, is a peptide hormone primarily produced in the stomach, specifically in the onyctic, oxynic. Why did I have such a hard time with that word? And produced in the oxynic glands of the gastric epithelium. It plays a crucial role, ghrelin does, in stimulating appetite, increasing food intake, and promoting fat storage. Ghrelin also influences the release of growth hormones and affects gastric motility and acid secretion. The hormone is released when the stomach is empty, signaling the brain to initiate feeding. Its levels are highest before meals and decrease after eating. Beyond its role in hunger, ghrelin is involved in regulating energy balance, reward processing, and cognitive functions. It acts on the hypothalamus, mesolimbic, and hippocampal circuits, modulating feeding behaviors and cognitive processes. Foods that improve ghrelin's function include those rich in protein and healthy carbohydrates, which help lower ghrelin levels, while high-fat foods may have the opposite effect. Additionally, certain botanical extracts, such as coriander and ginger, have been shown to influence ghrelin levels and improve appetite. Overall, ghrelin is a key player in the complex network of hormones that regulate feeding and energy homeostasis. And you know something? That was exactly what I was looking for. So let me just copy, cut, and paste all of that ghrelin function and source. And I'm going to put that one into my document. Good. Next, we're going to pull up a document, Menopause Weight Gain Reasons. Now, this is the previous document still. And the previous document was entitled, It was entitled, How to Lose Weight During Menopause, a Comprehensive Guide. So we're going to go forward from there. Menopause Weight Gain Reasons. Let's delve deeper into the specific reasons menopausal women often observe a spike on the scale or an increase in waist circumference. First, it deals with menopausal weight gain reasons. And it goes down to first reason given, lower estrogen and muscle mass. Reduced estrogen impacts how the body utilizes insulin, increasing the likelihood of storing calories as fat rather than burning them. 3, declining muscle mass reduces overall calorie expenditure. Declining muscle mass. So if you have less muscles, you're going to overall use less calories to sustain your muscles and the use of your muscles. So that's why it is very important. And every woman that I know, most of the women that I know, do work out quite extensively. There's only one exception that comes to mind regularly. We're talking about Wendy Ida. Wendy Ida is slightly older than I am. I've known Wendy for 30 or more years. Wendy Ida is spectacular specimen of a woman's absolute health. Look up Wendy Ida if you would, please. You'll find her on YouTube. Also look up Ernestine Shepherd. Ernestine Shepherd is well into her mid 80s, and Ernestine Shepherd is fine as you could imagine. She is absolutely beautiful. Look up Babette, Sister Babette. That's the only name I know her by. Babette is the owner of Stuff I Eat in Inglewood, California. Look her up on the internet, Babette. She is a spectacular example of what you and I would want all of our women in our family to look like. And the only exception I can think of that I don't know if she works out so much is Annette Larkin, the timeless, ageless woman. But I do know that Annette Larkin, I know she works out. I don't know to what extent, but I do know that Annette Larkin, her diet is perfect, perfect, perfect. And so there you have 4 examples. Maybe I could learn more. Maybe I could lean up or teach you more of Black women that I personally have met that do it right. They do it right. Now, I haven't personally met Ernestine Shepherd, but the others I do have had ongoing interaction with them. So, menopausal women, reasons for gaining weight, low estrogen and muscle mass, reduced estrogen impacts of how the body uses insulin, declining muscle mass, reduces overall caloric expenditure, elevated stress, and cortisol is another very important point of why women gain weight. And elevated stress and cortisol, number 1, midlife is frequently a period of increased stress, both emotionally and economically. So important. Chronic stress leads to the overproduction of cortisol, which encourages fat storage, especially in the abdominal area. Another reason given, insulin resistance. Hormonal fluctuations can trigger insulin resistance when cells become less responsive to insulin. Blood sugar levels fluctuate, prompting the body to store more fat. This vicious cycle can make it harder to lose weight, even with reduced caloric intake. Next is inactivity. Menopausal women also experience joint pain or fatigue pain, which may reduce physical activity, exacerbating muscle loss. This inactivity further slows down caloric burn, contributing to weight gain. And number 5, the reasons women are struggling with stubborn fat. The emotional roller coaster brought on, that's emotional eating. The emotional roller coaster brought on by shifting hormones can fuel overeating or unbalanced eating patterns. Sugary and fatty foods might provide temporary comfort, but often lead to additional fat storage. These reasons highlight that lifestyle changes alone may not suffice if they do not account for physiological and hormonal influences at midlife. That's why a tailored strategy is essential to long-term success. Now, on that note, again, it pointed out 5 things. Number 1, menopause weight gain reasons. 2, elevated stress and cortisol. 3, insulin resistance. 4, inactivity. And 5, emotional eating. So let's go. Now I'm going to return to this book, Living Superfood Longevity. This time I'm going to go to the end of chapter 10. I think it's at the end of chapter 10. And I'm going to share with you a list of supplements that are intended to help boost a woman's natural hormone balance. This is in the book. It's chapter 10. It's on page 68, my book, Living Superfood Longevity. In an article entitled The 10 Best Herbs for Female Hormone Balance, Dr. Edward Group lists several herbs used worldwide for alleviating hormone decline symptoms attributed to maturation and menopause. His list included noted remedies from Ayurveda, an ancient nutritional healing system from India, and localized solutions used in South America, China, the Caribbean, Europe, and Southern Asia. These lists are by Dr. Group. Number 1, ashwagandha. Ashwagandha is an adaptogen. And I do describe this further in his book. Maybe I'll go to the chapter on my nutritional supplements and tell you why I take ashwagandha. Number 2, avena sativa. Number 3, katwaba bark. Number 4, epimedium, aka horny goat weed. Number 5, maca. Number 6, muira poema. And I'll spell that M-U-I-R-A-P-U-A-R-M-A, muima parma. Number 7, shihajit. That's how it's pronounced. Shihajit. Number 8, suma. Number 9, tonkat ali. And number 10, tribulus terrestris. All of these I do highly, highly recommend that women who are menopausal and some men take as well. Ashwagandha is one of the ones that I have been taking for an extended period of time as an anti-aging supplement, and I'm going to look that up. And now there's Tongat Ali in there as well. Let me look. Here's the Tongat Ali. This amazing herb has a long record of use as a natural sexual stimulant in men and women. Other benefits include boosting energy, revitalization, muscle development, stress relief, increasing testosterone production, aiding libido and sexual appetite, strengthening muscular and skeletal systems, supporting weight optimization, enhancing immunity, known anti-cancer properties, strengthening bones and teeth, improving mental balance, combating metabolic diseases, antibacterial and anti-parasitic, and its anti-ulcer potential. That's one herb, Tongat Ali. I'm going to go to others that were on that list because I know I did include maca. I'm going to hit maca right real quick. Maca. And do I have it here? No, I don't have maca. That's unusual. I'll find it later. I do take maca on a regular basis. And the other one was ashwagandha. Ashwagandha extract. Withonia somnifera, known commonly as ashwagandha or winter cherry, is an evergreen shrub in the Solanaceae or nightshade family that grows in India, the Middle East, and parts of Africa. It is one of the most widely researched adaptogens. The benefits of ashwagandha include better cardiovascular performance, improved sleep, combats adrenal fatigue, improves brain functioning, concentration, and memory. It helps to relieve depression, stress, and anxiety. It counters infertility, anti-inflammatory, immune booster, helps to reduce blood sugar levels, increase testosterone levels, increase fertility, increases sperm production in men. It is an aid to athletic performance and strength, and it is a natural aphrodisiac. Cautions regarding ashwagandha include side effects such as upset stomach, diarrhea, vomiting, and possible interactions with pharmaceutical medications. It is not recommended for pregnant and breastfeeding women, and it is recommended that you take periodic breaks from using it continuously. That's ashwagandha extract. So that is pretty doggone awesome when you look at all those benefits from ashwagandha. It does have cautions, and I do highly recommend that people pay attention to the cautions because you do want to protect yourself wholly and completely. The book, again, I was reading from, you should get this book today. If you are a woman 50 years or older and you have been experiencing anything we've been talking about today, whether it be menopausal symptoms or losing weight, whatever, this is the book you want to put in your pocket. I have 3 books out now that are focused on longevity. There's Living Superfood Longevity. There's 100 plus lifespan. And the other one I just put out, the Stem Cell Revolution, holistic approach to stem cell activation and regenerative therapy. And that's what we are focusing on today, regenerative therapy. Bear with me here. So let's go forward. Let's continue. Let's put some more research on the table. I've got another, I'm not even halfway through, but I'm not going to go on that long. I do highly recommend that you consider consulting with me. I will spend an hour or more with you personally, putting together a personal plan. Let's go into the research. The next one, how to lose weight in menopause, key principles. This is still the same article. Before diving into specific strategies, it's crucial to include the overarching principles of weight management in menopause. And after this section, I'm going to skip down to what do you eat? And I think that's a very, very important point. How to lose weight through menopause. Hormone balancing. Work carefully with your healthcare provider to address significant hormone issues can be a stepping stone. Hormone replacement therapy or bioidentical hormones, when recommended, might help stabilize some menopausal symptoms and support weight control. And when we talk about bioidentical hormones, men can take them as well. And I do cover that in this book, Chapter 14, again, my arsenal of anti-aging supplements. And in my arsenal, there are 52 of these listed. And I do talk about number 34, pregnenolone, bioidentical pregnenolone. This little known hormone precursor is needed to feed glandular functioning and support hormonal integrity. Cultivated from wild yams as estrogen, endogenous steroid. Let me quit. Cultivated from wild yams. An endogenous steroid. It is important for the biosynthesis of most steroidal hormones manufactured by the body. The hormones are particularly helpful to reproduction functioning and include androgens, estrogens, progestins, and it facilitate the progestins facilitate childbearing, glucocorticoids, neurosteroids, and mineral corticoids. So in essence, the bioidentical pregnenolone is very useful for you to feed your glandular system. It's a wonderful, wonderful addition. I've been taking bioidentical pregnenolone, not all the time, but most, I would say about half of the days in the year I will take it, and it's good. Good for me. Helps me maintain my gracious midsection, which you can see on display. And bear with me right now because I have been for a few days dealing with a pinched nerve in the back. But it feels good down there. It does feel good. Going forward, caloric deficit with adequate nutrition. This is how to lose weight through menopause. Caloric deficit with adequate nutrition is up on the list, and I'm looking for my mouse. Mouse, why are you so elusive? There it is. Caloric deficit with adequate nutrition. While reducing caloric intake helps with weight loss, it is essential to ensure adequate protein, healthy fats, fiber, vitamins, and minerals to support bone density, muscle maintenance, and overall health. And that's so very important. Let me double check, see if I have anybody in the chat room today. Nobody chatting to me today. We're going to go on. We're going to persist. Hopefully you do find this to be useful. Going forward, physical activity with resistance training, weight training. Quote, cardio is excellent, but incorporating strength training stimulates muscle growth, or at least reduces muscle loss. Increased muscle mass elevates your resting metabolic rate. And that's also so very important. Emotional and mental well-being. Address stress, mood changes, and emotional eating triggers through modalities like therapy, journaling, mindfulness, or meditation. Good suggestions, no doubt. Next, consistent habits over quick fixes. Sustainable lifestyle modifications lead to longer lasting improvements in weight and health markers. Each body is unique. So is your weight loss journey. I'm going to repeat that. Each body is unique. So is your weight loss journey. It may differ from what worked for you decades ago or what works for your friends. A personalized approach guided by reputable health professionals empowers you to navigate this life stage effectively. And I definitely do agree with her on that point. Next, she puts up a menopause 5-day plan. Proper nutrition is an essential pillar for healthy weight management during menopause. Below, you'll find a structured yet flexible 5-day eating plan designed with nutrient density in mind. Always remember to adjust portion sizes based upon your activity level, allergies, or specific needs. Day 1, breakfast includes, and I engage in, because of the stem cell research I did, I consistently engage in intermittent fasting. So for me, breakfast is at 12 noon. So day 1, breakfast with oatmeal, with flax seeds, cha-cha-ching, almond milk, and fresh berries, blueberries or raspberries. I definitely do agree. If you're going to sweeten the oatmeal, only sweeten it with wild desert honey, if possible. For lunch, mixed green salad with grilled chicken breast, I do not recommend. Cherry tomatoes, cucumber, and a lemon olive oil dressing. Now, I do make a cucumber tomato salad. So, but chicken breast, I would say for lunch, you want any kind of clean protein, any kind of clean protein. If you're a vegan, let me just put it in this note. If you are a vegan, any kind of clean protein, such as lentils, black beans, or avocado. And I would definitely recommend, instead of grilled chicken breast, I would opt for an avocado in that mixed green salad. Or walnuts, or avocados, walnuts, raisins, sunflower seeds. The mixed greens salad could have been made so nutrient dense that it included more protein than you would get from grilled chicken breast. That's what I recommend. So again, I have 4 recipe books out that you can address in case you do want to get on the living superfood protocols for these. Afternoon snack, low-fat Greek yogurt, sprinkled with chia seeds, low-fat, non-dairy yogurt. I'm going to say non-dairy yogurt, low-fat, non-dairy yogurt. You can make your own yogurt using almonds, using coconut, using almost any kind of organic dairy, non-dairy, organic milk. You can make oatmeal milk yogurt. That's a good milk. Maybe, I don't know if anybody's done that. Let me try that out. But you want a non-dairy yogurt because the animals that they get the milk from have been compromised. I'm going to go for herbs paired with roasted asparagus and quinoa. I would say definitely the quinoa and roasted asparagus. But again, with the salmon fillet, I'm a vegan. If you are a vegan, anything else. And again, if you are a vegan, this is where a vegan recipe book comes in real handy, because there are so many dishes that can be made. There's walnut pate. There is lentil kale pate. These are things that I make, and they are wonderful substitutes that have the density of protein that you would get from eating salmon fillet. Salmon's not the worst fish, but increasingly the salmon itself is compromised. If it's farmed salmon, those Atlantic caught salmon are farmed. Those have insecticides, pesticides in them. So we gotta go forward. Day 2, breakfast, veggie omelet, which they're saying veggie omelet with. I think they're putting eggs in the omelet. You can get non-egg omelet, but this veggie omelet, spinach and mushrooms with a side of whole grain toast. For losing weight, I do not advise a side of whole grain toast. I do like grains and I do like toast, but if you're losing weight, you want to avoid the bread. And when we're talking about toast, that means the bread is burnt, and that increases the risk of cancer from the carcinogens in the acrylamide. So be careful of this advice, people. Lentil soup for lunch, lentil soup topped with parsley and a side salad of lettuce, arugula, and sliced bell peppers. That's a good lunch. I'm going to like that. Number 3, afternoon snack, apple slices with peanut butter. Choose sugar-free natural peanut butter. And I would say add to your peanut butter cinnamon and raisins. Put that with the apple slices. You're going to put that onto the apple. Each apple slice, peanut butter, raisins, and before you even put the raisins on, cinnamon. You do, trust me, you're going to love this afternoon snack. Apple slices for dinner, grilled tofu with sauteed zucchini, onions, and brown rice. That's a pretty good dinner. I would say, other than the brown rice, if you can get wild rice or black rice, that would be even better. Day 3, your breakfast. Smoothie made of spinach, avocado, frozen berries, flaxseed meal, and water or unsweetened almond milk. I would definitely like that smoothie. It could be made a little bit better. You could put maca in your smoothie. You could put creatine in your smoothie. My smoothie is somewhat similar to that one, but mine has about 15 different ingredients. I use chocolate powder, flaxseed oil, wild desert honey. It's a really, really good one. But this smoothie she's recommending is not bad at all. For lunch, tuna salad. We do untuna around here using carrot pulp and seaweed instead of the flesh of the tuna fish. Mix canned tuna in water, plain Greek yogurt, celery, and a pinch of black pepper, or whole grain crackers or lettuce wraps. And I think the tuna salad, she added the plain Greek yogurt to the tuna. That's a little unusual. I guess it works. Celery and a pinch of black pepper on whole grain crackers or lettuce wraps. For an afternoon snack, roasted chickpeas or a handful of unsalted almonds. And roasted chickpeas, that sounds pretty good. I love chickpeas, garbanzo beans, and unsalted almonds are great. For dinner, chicken stir-fry tofu stir-fry, made with mixed veggies, bell peppers, carrots, and broccoli in a low sodium sauce, served over cauliflower rice. I like that cauliflower rice suggestion. Day 4, breakfast, whole grain toast with avocado spread and a boiled egg on the side. I don't mess around with nobody's egg. Just eat 2 avocados. Lunch, black bean quesadilla with whole grain tortilla, low fat cheese, non dairy cheese. I'm going to say non dairy instead of low fat, non dairy cheese, spinach, and mild salsa. For an afternoon snack, mixed berries. Yeah, or a fruit salad. Mixed berries include strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, topped with unsweetened coconut flakes. That's a pretty good one. I will top my fruit salad sometimes with granola. Dinner, baked cod with lemon pepper seasoning, sweet potato mash, and steamed broccoli. I like the sweet potato mash and steamed broccoli. I would say replace the cod with anything. An avocado tomato salad. You could do so many different things. Again, my first book, Living Superfood Recipes, had 110 specific non meat dishes. Day 5, breakfast with yogurt parfait with low fat almond yogurt layered with oats, flax seeds, and sliced fruit. For lunch, shrimp and vegetable kebabs. That sounds good except for the shrimp. I will not eat shrimp, period. I will not eat it. Shrimps are grown in Asia and they're packed in a way and shipped over here that no way. The way they're contaminated. Onions, peppers, and zucchini on the kebabs, served with a small portion of wild rice. Afternoon snack, celery sticks with hummus. That sounds like a good one to me. For dinner, turkey meatballs. I don't mess around with nobody's turkey. Baked with a side of roasted Brussels sprouts and brown rice. Now, come on, that ain't no dinner. She's doing the best she can. Hydration tip. Aim for 8 glasses of water a day. Adequate hydration supports digestion, reduces bloating, and helps manage cravings. There you go. Not bad. And then she recommends best exercises for menopausal women to lose weight. Exercise plays a pivotal role in maintaining a healthy body composition. Best exercises, she includes number 1, strength training. Incorporating resistant bands, free weights, or body weight exercises help preserve lean muscle mass. Aim for at least 2 or 3 sessions per week, focusing on all major muscle groups. Well, I recommend 20 minutes a day, at least at a minimum 20 minutes a day. If you really want to step it up, add HIIT. Go out and walk and run for 20 minutes additionally. That's what I have been doing since I have been on my water fast. It is, again, the detoxification or summer detox is on right now. And I didn't weigh myself this morning, but I did weigh myself after days 1 and 2. So yesterday completed day 3. Today is day 4. And I would venture to say probably my weight, well, it did go down from a 151 to 146. So in the first 2 days of my water fast, I did take off 5 pounds, a little bit over 5 pounds. I'm going to go in and weigh myself when I finish today. I would venture to say that for the first time in about 2 or 3 months, my weight is below 145 pounds, which is what I weighed when I was 25 years old. And that was nearly 40 years ago. 25, no, that was nearly 45 years ago. So proud to say that it works. All of this is working for me. But as I say, everything is individualized. You are individualized as well. So best exercises, strength training, cardiovascular workouts, and the strength training should focus on all major muscle groups. Next, cardiovascular workouts, activities like brisk walking, jogging, cycling, or swimming. Increase calorie burn, improve cardiovascular health, and manage stress levels. You want to aim for moderate intensity cardio, 150 minutes per week or more if tolerated. High intensity interval training. That's what I've just begun doing again. HIIT can be especially effective for combating sluggish metabolism by alternating short bursts of high intensity exercise, example given sprints for 30 seconds, with recovery intervals. However, approach HIIT with caution if you have joint or heart issues, and always consult a healthcare provider before starting an intense regimen. And I do caution everybody, if you're getting back into HIIT or if you're getting into it, work up to your level. I do 20 minutes of HIIT every day. I didn't do it in the last 2 days because I'm having a back pain issue. And the back pain issue could be I went into HIIT a little more rapidly than I should have. But HIIT, I walk for 90 seconds and then I run for 30. Then I walk for 90 and I run for 30. Do 10 cycles of that, and that constitutes your 20 minutes a day, 150 minutes every week. It's really good for burning fat real quickly, for burning calories. Low impact alternatives. If joint pain is an issue, low impact exercises such as walking, as water aerobics, or elliptical training still burn calories while minimizing stress on the knees and hips. Mind-body exercises, yoga, Pilates, and Tai Chi help improve flexibility, reduce stress, and promote muscle strength. They're excellent complements to more dynamic workouts. And she says here, a pro tip, combine cardio, strength, and flexibility exercises for a well-rounded program that addresses metabolic, muscular, and stress-related factors. I'm going to begin to wrap it up. She has another section here dealing on hormone therapy. We talked about that earlier. There is one, she talks about strategic meal planning, focus on whole foods, vegetables, clean proteins, whole grains, and fruits, while limiting processed foods. I say, if you're losing weight rapidly and you can't have a stubborn weight gain, get rid of the processed foods, as many of them as you can. Get rid of anything in a box, anything pre-planned, anything they ask you to microwave, do not eat it. Plan meals and snacks in advance to avoid impulsive choices. Contain portions. She got a number of other points here. Let me just highlight these points. Point number 2, contain your portions. Measuring portion sizes or using smaller plates can help keep calories in check without making you feel deprived. Another critical point she makes, stay hydrated. Dehydration often feels like hunger. Drinking enough water aids in appetite regulation. Now, next point, consistent physical activity. Even a daily 30-minute walk can make a notable difference. As your comfort level grows, add 2 or 3 days of strength training to improve muscle mass and metabolic rate. Next point, she says, monitor your progress. Maintain a food diary or use an app to track eating patterns, exercise routines, and emotional states. Awareness can prevent small slips from turning into big setbacks. And also, as monitoring, I will say you must weigh yourself every day at the exact same time under the exact same conditions. Every day, weigh yourself. Most women I talk to, and when I talk about weighing yourself, they roll their eyes and roll their head. Ah. But what if when you weighed yourself, the scale had good news to report? You want the good news and you want it as soon as possible. It reinforces the concept that you are in control. So weigh yourself every day. Get regular checkups. Annual physicals and hormone panels can catch underlying issues such as thyroid imbalances that may derail your progress. When you adopt these strategies, you stand a much better chance of shedding the weight during menopause and keeping it off for good. Keeping it off. Keeping it off for good. So on that note, there's more to this document. Here's one more. 3 best exercises to lose belly fat. Oh, that's not even here. That's in another page. So women, I've done my best this morning. And it's also include a breakfast options like high fiber cereals. I don't recommend high fiber cereals. The cereals are processed food. Protein smoothies are good, or veggie scrambles. A veggie scramble could be made with tofu. I highly recommend tofu. Emphasize balanced lunches with lean, clean proteins, complex carbs, and leafy greens. Add healthy and mid-afternoon snacks, nuts, vegetables, and hummus. A mix of lean protein and vegetable heavy dinner recipes. That's the key about dinner recipe. Go vegetable heavy, heavy, heavy. Summarize cooking tips. There's a lot. There's a lot to this. I'm going to wrap it up for right now. We've been tuned in to LIB Radio, LIB TV, livinginblack.com. I did talk a lot from the book that I have over here. The book is called Living Superfood Longevity. And I'm going to put up a link to that book. I'm going to put it up in the comment section after. I'm going to put it up in the comment section on Rumble. To get the book, Living Superfood Longevity, or get the weight off, go to http keidi.biz/CRP 2012. Thanks for your loving support. And that's what we do here on LIB Radio. I hope you found this to be fascinating, compelling. We've come a long way. We've got so much further to go. We're learning so that we can teach. We teach to ensure that another generation is able to build upon what we have accomplished in our generation. And I cannot overemphasize that point. We're going to make this solution intergenerational. So for everything that we've talked about today, I am grateful. I learned something that I've been studying for well over 10 years, but I did add to my storehouse of knowledge and information. And I encourage you to do so as well. So on that note, I think we've done the best that we can do for today. I want to thank you all for tuning in to your favorite You know we are your favorite. We are LIB Radio, LIB TV, livinginblack.com. Encourage you to tell your friends, to tell their friends about LIB Radio. Bring some more people into the show if you can. If you see a program promoted early in the day and you like that particular topic, share it with friends, share it with family. Let's build, let's grow, let's do the best we can to do the best we can on your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LIB Radio. We are LIB TV. We are livinginblack.com. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you.